How's it going? I hope you're doing, I'm doing pretty good, but I do hope you're doing a little bit better than me today. It's been a bit of a rough one. I had some family stuff going down, and a lot of emotions were thrown out there today. And especially whenever you hear that kind of stuff from the people that you really don't expect to get honest about it, it can hit in a different personal kind of way. Like I did not ever expect to hear such personal human emotions from certain people today, and it's reassuring, but it's still, I said it like last week where the bullshit just got unsurprising, and who knew that I'd be the most surprised by the most human emotions. So it's just, I got the people I can talk to. I'm doing my best to work through it, but no matter what I do, I can't lie to myself and say that it didn't affect me in a little bit today. Other than that, clean and jerk's dog shit. Just gonna say it outright. It's okay. I'm a progressive guy. Every step can become a step forward as long as you have that progressive, positive mindset. I fully believe that. But god damn it, I'm in one of those moods where in the moment I just want to scream my head off and go eat a tub of ice cream, which I probably still will do anyway. Cause I'm pissed. I've been putting in the effort, and I really, really wanted to really push through today and really succeed. And although intensity and effort always there, never a question in my mind. I feel like I crushed it when it came to like how much pump I was putting into the weights, especially on the squats. The pause squats were spectacular. Genuinely, it was very, very cool to see how far I could go. I did not expect a 395 set of 4. And I hit those deep 1-2 pauses, not the deep little bounce half a second pause. So very proud of that. And again, the warm-up weights honestly looked really good with my clean and jerk. So I'm sitting here and I'm kind of kicking myself, and I'm like, why in the actual hell can I not figure this shit out? Every time I get to the heavy lifts, especially on clean and jerk, but sometimes on snatch as well, I'm sitting here and I'm like, why can't I just get the form right when I get heavy like this? Normally it's not that much of an issue, because when you get into heavier weight, your best form tends to come out because your body can't think about where to go. It just pushes you right underneath. And at least what I'm going to attempt in my workout tomorrow is the way I used to work out way, way long ago, back when I was just starting the Olympic lifts. Was I started each workout with an Olympic lift. I used to do, back then, because I was really into powerlifting back then, so I was like halfway, like barely a quarter way doing Olympic lifting, but I would do clean and jerk, squat, and bench, something like that, and it takes a toll. It takes a large toll on your body. But what I think is going to be beneficial is the reason I've been training with my squats and my benches before Olympic lifts on the days where I'm not pushing the Olympic lift super heavy, was because I wanted to make sure I maintain my strength in the squat and bench lifts consistently and efficiently, which I've definitely done. But I'm kind of at a point where I'm realizing that although I will get more strength statistically out of my my squats and my benches by doing them first whenever I do them throughout the week, it fucks up my Olympic lifts involuntarily. It's just how it is with the way I've been training. It used to be fine, but I think the weights are just getting so heavy, especially as of late with all the progress I've been making, that it's really hard to keep it's just my core. Everything else felt great, but I could not get my core to stabilize when I was getting underneath the clean or pushing the jerk up. My dip and drive felt awful. And that's all just core. I couldn't hold it together because I did some massive squats first. So I'm going to attempt for the first time in probably, almost 2 years now, to do my Olympic lifts before my squats and my benches. Because it's what I have realized what needs to happen in order for me to really focus on that form. Because again, whatever you start your lift with is going to be... Whatever you start your lift with is just what you're working on, in my opinion. Like whatever you want to put the most effort into that day, that's what you should start the workout with. Whether it be strength, form, technique, whatever, cool. And I am at a point where I want to hone in my Olympics really, really really, really bad. I want them to be as perfect and consistent as I can on a efficient basis, you know? Not that I ever expect me to get near perfect. I know my form is never perfect, but my own standard of my almost perfect, I guess, you know? Because, like, my perfect is, like, way, 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 way below what's actually perfect. But I just want to get as close to that as I can consistently. And I just, at the rate I'm going, I just can't do it with how hard I train my power lifts. Because, you know, if you've been watching for a while, I don't just train Olympic lifting. I'm an Olympic power lifter. And so, although I do more Olympic lifting, because I care about it more, and I want to put more effort into it, especially the technique and the form and stuff, I still want to put a lot of effort into my squat and my bench when it comes to the general strength. So, you know, instead of letting it take me down and be like, oh, I guess I'm just going to eat shit on these days from now on, and like especially on a bench day, if you've ever benched and then clean and jerked, it's fucking hard. I'll tell you right now, it is hard. Really, really hard. My shoulders are just pumped to shit, so I got like no strength when it comes to the jerk. But worse than that is my whole upper body's super tense, so when I catch it, it feels like there's just no spaghetti noodle arm movement, you know? I'm supposed to be flying underneath the bar. So, all that said, because I'm very much tangenting. I was pretty livid doing my last lifts today, even though I still put in the effort and the intensity, and I'm proud of that. I'll give myself that little bit of credit that I deserve. But I'm going to recognize that no matter what, these steps, no matter how negative they take me down, regardless of the extraneous factors in my daily life or the way that I'm training, it's up to me to make that negative step a bigger positive step. Any amount of step backs that you think you've taken, you can make that twice as big as a positive step if you put the right mindset behind it and the right effort and the passion and the intensity. That's all it is. It's up to you. Because if you want to commit to the negativity and be like, oh, I just got to eat shit on these days, I guess I'll just suck sometimes, then yeah, just have fun eating shit and losing passion. You know, like, it's just as simple as that. But it's good to, you know, rally yourself together. You know, give yourself the availability to be like, okay, well, this isn't working and it makes me feel awful. And so even if most people train this way, or even if I've trained this way for a long time and I've gotten super used to it, doesn't mean that it's perfect and what I need to be doing right now for myself. Every day you grow. And so because of that, you have to adapt to your new body every single day. It might be as small as a little bit of pushing the effort, just that little bit, or it could be as big as changing your form entirely, you know, changing your grip. You never know. But I want to hone in on the fact that I can turn this around no matter what. I got the intensity, I got the passion, I got the want, the desire. So it's just up to me to implement, you know, actually commit and do what I am imagining myself to do. You know, to quote the man himself, just fucking do it. It's just, you know, it's, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, because everybody goes through this type of stuff differently. This is just my experience, especially my experience today. But you have so much more in you than you know. And allowing yourself to pep that stuff up throughout your shit days will make you have twice as good as a good day as you would have had in the first place. You know, because if you go through the shit day and then don't take anything from it and then have a good day later, I'm telling you now, whatever you thought was good, that's fucking nothing. You have so much more in you, and it's just the mindset that you put behind your training. I want every single day to feel like a successful, awesome, powerful workout where I killed it, you know, no matter what. And so even though I have to take the steps back sometime, doesn't mean that today was not a successful day. You know, I'm putting myself together. I'm figuring out the next steps, the things that can make me better, and the things that will inspire me to go further and become the best lifter that I can. You know, like if I feel like in my training right now, the reason I'm so messed up in the core when I get to my Olympic lifts after my power lifts is because I'm in the way that I train them is not conventional to Olympic lifting. And I've always known that, but I've never really thought about it because I'm so used to it. And just because you're used to it doesn't mean it's correct. And I push my power lifts as close to a comfortable failure as I can. You know, really, I try to go to what I think is a set that I would kill. Like today, I knew I was going to hit 365 for 4, like chilling, you know? So once I know that, like, that's like the set where I got to start putting in a little bit more energy, but I know I have it. I go by increments of 10 after that, just so I can get in that set volume that I've been missing out on, and also giving myself the wiggle room to get to those heavier weights if I have the energy left over. Because sure, I could have just done 3 sets and ended on 385, but I still had energy left over. So I was like, okay, I feel great. I still got energy. I'm going to push 395 and see how it goes. And it go, you know? So there's always a new way you can train. And sure, my power lifts may not be as strong when I do this. Or, best case scenario, my Olympic lifts automatically will be better because I get to start with them and put in my maximum intensity, because it's it's supposed to be a loose and explosive noodle arm movement that is really hard to do when you tense every muscle in your body to its maximum on a power lift. So I might just kill my Olympic lifts, do way better, and then do just as good on my power lifts as I would before, because I can use the leftover strength from my Olympic lifts, because you have a lot of leftover strength in your main muscle groups after Olympic lifts, and it'll just be up to my core after that. So it might not be as big as I'm used to doing, but I also might still get the same intensity and that same drive. Oh shit! Whoever has stayed around this long in the video, I'm sorry. I forgot to give you my rating. Wow, it has been a while since I've done that. You know, all things considered, physically, I mean, physically, I'll give you 2 scores. Physically on the squats, I give that shit a solid 8.45. Like, I fucking crushed it. I was killing it. I felt really good. It wasn't as strong as I could have been, but I was definitely moving and grooving. But when it came to the clean and jerks, we can give that one a 7. And mainly because I just put fucking zero pep in that shit. Like, I definitely, don't get me wrong, I tried really hard, but I did not have the winner's mentality behind it. You know, I did not have the full faith in myself to get to commit to that weight and really push to the fullest extent that my body would allow me to. So it led to me performing worse and having a worse mentality in the moment about it. I could have been much more positive today. Mentally, mentally, I'll give it a 7.8. On a more serious note, the things going on in my personal life it's been a lot. There are new feelings coming out that I had kind of ruled out as a possibility of experiencing with certain people that were being negative influences on me. And to see that, it's like I don't live by expectation anymore, or at least try not to the best of my ability. So I don't expect this to be a full, like, long-term fix of all the issues, and that this person may continue being positive in the way that they're trying to go about their wrongs. But it's so different when you have someone that produces so much negativity and trauma for so many years. They finally hit that rock bottom that seemed like a limitless void of a pit, and you just see this whole other side to them, and it really reminds me that everybody's got that humanity in them, you know. And so I don't live by expectations. I like to commit to that mindset, but my hopes will always be as high as I can get them, you know, as high as I can possibly muster, because now, after the fact, it's been 8 years of negativity with this person now, and man, just to see all that, and then in this one conversation, you get to see them as human again. You know, they're not so unusual. You know, they might just be normal, as you know, everybody's got that capability of producing. You know, everybody's got that humanity. So it makes the hope worth it. You know, it shows that I could keep myself stable and positive and happy and on a good mindset while also trying to comprehend and divulge into my own personal emotions about all that matters, no matter how unsurprising it got. And then right at the end, I get to finally look back and be like, man, I was one of the only people that saved that bit of hope, because I had the mental room for it. I had just that little bit of space in my head that wouldn't impede my own personal life, my own personal mental health. And I was like, even if it seems like they don't deserve it, everybody deserves a chance at a normal, happy human life. And so I hope that this will be the big turning point, because you never know. Like in a human lifespan, 8 years might not be that much, you know, in the long run. I'll be in my 30s one day and look back and be like, man, that was a crazy time. But we haven't had an issue in a decade, so I don't even think about it anymore. And so that's what I love about not holding grudge or hate and prolonging a hurt, you know, a negative emotion. So I'm going to get to move on at the best rate possible and move on in the positive direction, as I always have. But now I get just the potential alone is enough to bring a smile to my face and make me even happier that this person might get to turn their shit around without someone forcing them to do it. That's all I have. This was a bit of a all-around video. You know, I know I got a little ranty on two different sides of the spectrum, but I had a lot to talk about. You know, it's just, there's a lot going on, and it's good for me to express it in the best way possible while also seeing what you guys feel like talking about. So take all of it with a grain of salt. That's just my own take, my own experiences of the day. But tomorrow you will see me doing my benches and my snatches, still continuing the pause rep week. But we are going to start with snatches because I want to see what it does to my body. And I think that there are even greater results to be had. And even if it ends up messing me up and it's not a good, and it doesn't lead to me being better in the sport, it is the experience that I will take away that makes the all-around occurrence positive. So enjoy your lifts. Let me know how your lifts have been going and how just life has been going in general. I love to hear about it, genuinely, and I love to hear what you guys have to say. So I will be back, and I appreciate you hanging out, you know. So I'll see you later. Bye-bye.